Life involves crossing many thresholds. Some are dramatic, births, deaths, diagnoses. Others, particularly in our inner world, are quiet, often unacknowledged shifts, though no less significant. There's one threshold I've noticed most leaders, and especially caring professionals, prefer to avoid entirely: the threshold of vulnerability. One thing I know for sure is that our scars have stories to tell. And so tonight, I'm going to let a few of my scars speak. I've spent much of my life helping others heal in some capacity, first as a clinician, then as a business owner, and now as a leadership advisor. I wanted to lead from the front, be strong, steady, the one others could rely on. It's taken me a long time to learn that leadership isn't just about holding others. Sometimes it means letting go of control and asking to be held. That lesson first cracked me open when my 2-year-old daughter, Marin, was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer. I was 31, healthy, confident, running a successful wellness clinic. I thought I was building a life immune to collapse. Instead, my business fell apart while I was away for 6 months during her treatment. My body took months to recover from being her transplant donor, and when we were finally discharged and heading home, one thought dominated my mind: I must become stronger. I rebuilt my practice, we moved back to the city, and I opened a much larger business focused on healthy aging and fitness. I pushed forward harder than ever, determined to turn pain into performance. I pursued an MBA, became a business coach, telling myself that if I could help others avoid what I'd experienced, maybe it would all make sense. And it worked, in a way. Though here's the thing: to truly help others with their suffering, we need to fully face our own. I did not want to learn that lesson. On a retreat, a therapist finally convinced me to attend. I felt competitive, even during walking meditation. I was literally trying to be the best at slowing down. When others opened up emotionally, I analyzed and judged rather than joining in. Even after powerful cathartic moments, I wanted things cleaned up fast so I could be useful again. Breaking down had better be followed, and quickly, by an impressive breakthrough. I've seen this pattern in myself and in so many others. We finally acknowledge we need care. We might even say it out loud. Though deep down we believe that rest must be earned, that vulnerability is weakness, and that we should never, ever be too needy. And so I walked. Solvitur ambulando. It is solved by walking. That became my medicine, my mantra, my escape. I managed my mind by moving my body, until that too was taken away. On the morning of my 50th birthday, I noticed a lump on my leg. My doctor said it was nothing to worry about, and that was all I needed to ignore it for another 10 months. By the time I went back, it had grown almost to the size of a football. It was stage 3 sarcoma. Cancer, apparently, had more to teach me. At first, I was furious. After everything I'd done to control my health, how could this be happening to me? Still, I knew it was easier than watching someone I love suffer, and I'd already learned that cancer doesn't discriminate. So I put myself in the hands of my medical team and followed the plan, though I was still determined to nail my recovery. I was a rehab expert, after all. Here, surely, I could reassert my control. Instead, I hit wall after wall. Infection, pain, swelling, another surgery, more delays. And worst of all, I couldn't walk. For months, the one thing that had always brought me peace was gone. There was no solving, no pushing, no strength to summon. I had to stop, give up, not just my schedule or expectations, but part of my identity. Just the quiet, unwelcome truth that I was not in control and never really had been. And somewhere in that surrender, I woke up to a deeper truth, that although we're conditioned to be strong and hold it all together, maybe being whole is more important than being heroic. Spiritual leader Ram Dass said, "We're all just walking each other home." For those who lead from the front and carry responsibility for others, it's essential to realize that we too sometimes need to be carried. When we allow ourselves to be seen as we are, in struggle as well as strength, we invite a new kind of leadership to emerge, one grounded more in honesty and shared humanity. Crossing that vulnerability threshold against all my resistance has been an invitation to let love lead, to let go of my pretense of perfection and control, and open more to receiving. I now see that scars are not signs of failure. They are maps, each holding wisdom far deeper than the wound. And so I leave you with two questions. Where in your leadership are you pretending not to need help? And what might your scars, visible and invisible, need to say?